Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you are new. Today's video is a little different and a little nerve-wracking, but I think it's a good video and something to talk about. So I've done a video on this before on apitherapy, and I've done a video on my dad's shoulder. If you want to check out that video, I'll leave the link in the corner here. I did a video saying I would do a follow-up video on it, and I never did, and I've had a few people ask me about it on how it ended up working out. So little did we know he actually ended up breaking his shoulder. He had a broken shoulder in that video. We didn't know that at the time, but he ended up getting surgery and all that happened, and it actually ended up helping. The bee stings did. It helped the pain a little bit. So although it's painful to do the bee stings, it ended up helping later on throughout the day. And so he got a steroid shot a few weeks ago, and sorry, the ladybugs are crazy right now, but he got a steroid shot in his shoulder, and it ended up lasting for about a week, and then the pain started coming back, and so we did bee sting because we had a photographer over and we wanted to do some pictures for that, not knowing that the bee stings were actually going to help him out a lot. And so far he's had really good success with it, and it is very helpful. So we've been doing that. We've done it a few times already, we just haven't filmed it. We never got around to filming it, but I did still want to do an update on it. So there's an update on his shoulder. That's kind of what I want to talk about in today's video, because this video is going to be kind of repetitive of the last video I did on apitherapy. So I'm actually doing it on myself today because my dad is not here to do it and my mom is filming. So I'm doing it on myself today, which is, it's fun, but it's all right. So I also mentioned in the video, or in one of the videos, it might have been that one, this book. And so Health and the Honeybee is what it's called. So if you want to check it out, I'll see if I can find it in the description down below so you can check that out. I'll leave the link, and it's a really good book. It talks mainly about bee sting therapy, and we got most of this from, I think we got the book from Bob Benny. Well, we didn't get the book from Bob Benny, but in his video he talks about this book. I'll also leave his video to apitherapy in the link if you want to check out that video also. I'm having problems with my shins, and I thought I wanted to do a video for something, but then I thought it would actually be beneficial for me. So we're going to do that today. I already did 2 in these shins. This is a little bit more, it's not quite a personal video, but a little bit very different than what we typically do. So I've done 2 bee stings. You can see it's swollen right there. And then I did another one over here. This one doesn't look quite as bad, but it has some more redness around it. And it hurts pretty bad. It honestly hurts more than I expected it to, because I get stung all the time. These ones hurt a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's because I'm really sticking it in there and getting myself good, or like really getting that stinger in there, because sometimes a bee can kind of barely sting you. Or if it's the fact that I'm leaving them in, because I normally pull the stinger out right when I get stung, and I'm leaving these ones in for like a good 15 minutes or so, just so we can get all of that in there. I do have a video. I'll see if we can get it while I'm about to do this shin, but there's a video where you can actually see it pulsing, and I want to add that clip or something so that you can see it, because I think we hear people talk about it, but we don't really ever see it too much. So I've got some honey sitting out here, but the bees aren't going to it for some reason, which I don't know why, because we're in a very big dearth right now. But they are actually going to this syrup, but there's this other, I don't know what this is. It's like almost like a huge hornet or something, but it's kind of attacking the bees, so I'm going to need to kill that. But for now, the bees are going to the syrup, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to do maybe two stings on video, unless it's too painful and I'm done. We'll see. I won't try to be a wimp, but it's not the easiest thing to do on yourself, especially because I know when it's about to happen. It starts off not too bad, but then it gradually gets worse, and it hurts pretty bad for about like 30 seconds to a minute, and then it kind of goes away. So I'm taking just some tweezers here, and I'm grabbing the abdomen of the bee, and once you immediately pinch it, it will stick its stinger out, and then once you put it to your skin, it'll sting you. Or that's what's happening so far. There's some of them that won't sting. I'm not sure what happens there, but it's not super fun because you think you're about to get stung and then nothing happens. And so we're going to do that here in a second. I know also some people might not be super happy with us for this, just because it is killing the bee. but it's also going to for a good reason. And also you have to think about how many insects and bees die every day on like the front of your car or something. And so although at least this is going to something beneficial. So let's go ahead and I'm going to grab one of these bees. Right now there's only few bees. So let's see if I really need to kill that because it's not very nice. So I'm not sure, it's going to be really hard to film this stuff, but she is sticking her stinger out like crazy, and you can actually see some of the venom on that stinger. So I'm going to stick this in my leg. I'm going to put it around the area that I have a lot of troubles with, so I'm just going to put it right onto my skin. Okay, so she's kind of grabbing. Okay, I'm going to just see if I can get it in there. Okay, here we go. That one wasn't okay. There we go. All right, there it is. So that's in there. So now that bee is on the ground and she will kind of roll around for a little while and then she will die, but it's just kind of part of what happens when a bee stings. And so I'm going to grab another bee. Okay, here's a bee over here. So I laid the honey out specifically for this, and then they just ended up going to the syrup instead. So let's just do one more here. There we go. It's not too bad. I feel like the other one was actually worse. I was telling my mom, it's funny because they're called, stinger, and you say how you got stung, but it's actually true. It's like a stinging feeling. If you've never gotten stung before, you should. It's pretty fun. So, I'm not sure if you can see, these ones aren't pulsing as much as the other ones were. I typically have more problems with this shin anyway, so we're going to do one more for the video. The things we do for videos. Okay, I'm going to do one further down here. This one's pulsing a little bit. That one was fun. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's pulsing right now, so it's actually really cool to watch. Okay, so there's that. This is what we're doing today. We've been feeding also, but this is what we decided to also do. So that's something that if you want to ever try out for any of the problems that you're having, I'll try to do an updated video on how this ended up working, but I'm not promising anything because it took me almost like a year to do a follow-up video on my dad's shoulder. So that's kind of what's going on. It's normally really good. People use it on arthritis, and I've heard a lot about that. That's mainly what this book kind of talks about. So again, if you don't have this and you've never read it, I highly recommend you check it out. It's a really good book. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer them. I don't know a whole lot on all of this. I wish I did, just so I can explain it a little bit more. But I am going to leave these in for about 15 minutes, and then I'll just pull them out normally, and that'll be it. So they'll probably be I don't react too bad to stings anymore than I used to, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But thanks for watching this video. Follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.